Kia ora koutou and welcome to Frogs on Friday, where we share what you need to know about the jobs market in New Zealand. Today I'll be talking about workplace fatigue, and I've taken my own advice in prioritising my own well-being. And today I'm coming to you from my parents' house in a very sunny Waikato. I'll also highlight some of the hot jobs of the week, and I'll be joined today by our Wellington manager, Peter Crestani, who will share some tips on resigning the right way. But first, let's go to Mahi Media. Now, it seems like I've been talking about well-being and the risk of burnout for quite some time. And I guess, well, really, it has been a factor for, and even more so for the last 2 years or so. So this week, to give you an overview of what we've found, I spoke with Radio New Zealand earlier this week.
Well, burnout is at an all-time high in the Kiwi workforce, and most employees are unsure if they want to spend another year in their jobs. This is according to a survey of 900 workers by the company Frog Recruitment, which found 68% felt more burnt out than this time last year, and 62% were looking for new jobs or weren't sure if they'd stay in the current one. Frog Recruitment's managing director is Shannon Barlow, who joins us now. Kia ora, Shannon.
Morning.
Yeah, interesting to see on last year. It's been 2 years of pandemic. No one would be surprised that there's some burnout, but it is increasing.
That's right. So it was quite surprising, actually, and concerning because, well, we thought things were bad enough last March after a year of living and working through the pandemic, but things have actually got worse, not better.
Do we have any inkling as to why from your survey?
Well, I think one of the key things is a lot of balls up in the air, but one of the key factors is that added pressure. So we've found that Kiwis are working much longer hours and having to cover more work with less people. So whether that's due to absences with people isolating, the general talent shortage, just not being able to get in good staff, and also coping with an increase in resignations as well.
So how should employers be respond? Sorry to interrupt. So how should employers respond to that?
Yeah, well, I think that leaders really need to up their game to be able to understand their workforce's well-being and to place that importance on it and to come up with solutions to be able to improve mental health or else risk losing staff. So only a third of the people surveyed said they intended to stay in their jobs, and nearly half of the people who were looking to leave cited poor leadership as the reason. So really need to step up, and if you didn't take employee wellbeing seriously last year, first of all, you need a bit of a reality check, but you're definitely going to be at risk of losing talent or having to deal with some serious health issues, so need to get up to speed.
Absolutely. Shannon Barlow, thank you very much for that from Frog Recruitment there, the Managing Director on burnout.
Okay, so one of the key points there was that leaders do really need to take responsibility for employee well-being. But I think it's important to recognise, and being a leader myself, is that this includes them as well. And I really like that analogy of making sure that you put from airplanes, remember airplanes? Remembering to put your mask on before helping others. So looking after yourself and knowing, or I guess recognizing that you're not going to be any help to anyone else if you're not in a good position or a good space. So really important to take that time, and when you're going through problem solving, how can we make sure that my team are prioritizing their well-being, or we have good programs in place, that you think about the other managers and leaders within the team as well. Right, so let's go through to our job section. So we have been slammed, I'm sure Peter will agree, in both in our Wellington office and our Auckland office, with multiple vacancies. So it's a really great position to be in, and it means that there's a lot of different opportunities that we have to talk to our candidates about. And here are some of those. Okay, so we've got a customer service representative based in Mount Wellington. This is a temporary role for a nice juicy contract here, so 6 months with the possibility for perm. And this one's looking for people who are really passionate and I guess don't pay lip service to wanting to go that extra mile and to really be accountable for providing a good level of service. And I know that this company is a worldwide leader and someone who will look great on your resume as well. So make sure to check that out, or to ask myself, Kirsty, or Thomas if you'd like more information. What else do we have there, Jacob? Okay, another one, a scheduling coordinator. Again, a temporary position. So this one's working with a medical technology company. So you'll be organising repair of medical equipment, making sure that all the databases, it's a really good link between their suppliers, end users, and the internal team. And lastly, this one I've been working on, so I should know a bit more about this one. So, and it's a accounts payable position based in Auckland as well. So paying up to $32 per hour, and it's working with a well-known Kiwi brand. And this one, if you have experience with SAP, would be a bonus for the role so that you can hit the ground running. They're looking for someone who can take responsibility for a full function accounts payable position. This one as well, they are looking for a permanent replacement for the role. So if it gives you the chance to, I guess, try before you buy, and to see if might be something that you want to put your hand up for the permanent role. And then I think we have a video. We have multiple customer service roles at the moment. So I think we've got a video to show there, showcasing some of those positions. All right, we might just
Kia ora Auckland, Shav Neil at Frog Recruitment here. Just bringing an exciting opportunity to be part of a call center-based customer service role. Why not give back to the community while you work? Well, we have the role for you. This role will be handling customer queries of people in need and needing support services. Why not help them out and make a difference? This is an exciting opportunity because there is definitely job security, as you'll be working in a call center-based role. You'll also be helping and working with a friendly team that wants to meet the needs of the community. There are multiple shifts available, as well as a competitive salary on offer. Do you need a bit of a progression plan? We've got that for you too. If you want to find out more about this role, give me apply on the link below, or just go ahead and send me an email or contact me on 0936200781, or even just get in touch with my colleague Angela. Thanks for watching. Bye. A competitor.
Okay, so if you're interested in any of those roles, or the customer service and healthcare, be sure to get in touch with Shannon for that one, or anyone within the team. Okay, let's go to Peter. How are things in Wellington?
0936200781, or
as you said earlier, Shannon, really busy. So I'm just going to poke in a wee job advert before we go on, if you don't mind. We're looking for policy people, permanent or contract, all levels. So if you have a good government sector policy background, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. So I think you wanted me to talk about how to resign. So prior to coming on the show, you made a really good point, Shannon, which this is not for any frog, temp or contractors, this advice. So how to resign? Well, I think the first thing you need to think about is to check your contract, understand the terms and conditions, understand your notice period, look at any implications if you have a bonus structure, how that your resignation will impact on sorted. I think the second part is to do it in person. Woman up, man up, go and eyeball your manager and tell them that you're resigning, and perhaps give them some reasons why, a bit of feedback. But it's always really good to do it in person. Sometimes some people might just send an email, but I think it's better off to do it in person, do it face to face. Have your resignation letter organised prior to that and stating when you are the official date of your resignation, and then the period when you will be finishing as well, and have that ready to go. I think the other thing at that stage too is when you're doing it is to do it in a good timely manner. Like sometimes I've heard of people on Christmas Eve, just before they're going to walk out the door, going in and resigning, and that, it's not all that fair on the employer. So I think if you can give an appropriate notice, and the other part is about exiting gracefully and professionally. I think you really need to think about, especially in Wellington, we're a lot smaller market than Auckland, but here you just never know where the people that you work with now, your colleagues, your current manager, where they might be ending up, and you could be working with them again in the future. So exiting gracefully is really important, professional, making sure you work out your notice appropriately, good things like good handover notes, forward emails if you want to keep up with your colleagues afterwards, because often they can be a good source in your longer term career as people that you work with. It happens here a lot in Wellington, where we have candidates that might have worked with someone 10 years ago and then they work with them again, or they help them get the next job. So it's really important to do that, I think, in New Zealand, and that's the way we tend to work as well. We like to do things properly and nicely.
That's right.
That's my advice on resignation.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's so important not to burn your bridges, regardless of, it can be tempting with the number of opportunities that people can have, and they're excited about the next step. But so important to look after the people who have looked after you beforehand, and you never know when you might need them again, or want to keep that relationship going. Thanks, Peter. Okay, so last thing, and sorry, I've been having a few technical difficulties. I was saying before, I bullied my parents into getting fibre about 6 months ago, but we still seem to be having a few issues here, but we'll soldier on. So the last thing, I'm really interested to see the results of the polls last week. So again, we were talking about wellbeing and asked, have you participated more in workplace wellbeing initiatives now compared with pre-pandemic? So we had 19% yes, I'm involved more, which is excellent. But we had the no, it hasn't been a focus, 65%, and also I did, but now I'm too busy. So I think there's still a way to go for people looking after their own well-being as well, and prioritising that, and to be able to take advantage of some of the initiatives that have been put in place. So yeah, it looks like a way to go there. Okay, and for this week, so last week we were celebrating International Women's Day, and looking at the experiences of bias in the workplace. So I wanted to see have you ever witnessed bias in your workplace, but then taken a stand So it'll be interesting to see who's had that, I guess, that bravery in a way sometimes, whether it's big or small. It might just be something little that you notice and don't let slip by. So interesting to see whether people have called out that bias when they see it. Okay, that's it for today. I think it's about time I let my parents back into the living room, although my stepdad Ken seems to be doing a good job outside on the gardening, so maybe we'll leave him to it. See you next week. Kia ora.